What's up, Blizzard Nation? Welcome back to the Build Boldly game plan presented by Boldt. I am joined by Ben from Boldt and Coach Roberson of the Green Bay Blizzard for everybody's favorite weekly Blizzard talk show. I don't know if I'll get in trouble for saying that.
Hey man, we're not claiming that, but you are, and that's okay.
Well, we had a fan come up to us, come up to me after the game and said, "I look forward to seeing this every week, just football shop." And I was like, "Oh, all right." Cool. So that was pretty cool to hear. That was after this last game.
That's awesome. It's where I learn. I've learned new verbiage from you guys. We've also bleeped verbiage from Corey on a couple episodes.
Rare occurrence, rare occasion. We won't talk about the officials in this segment either. Coach, you had another great win this last week against Iowa, and now we're 4-1 on the season. Going to be a little bit of we were talking about it before everybody joined here, but going to be a long road with a bunch of road games toward the end. So being in this position right now is a really good place to be. But you're going to have a tough, challenging road trip to Sioux Falls, who recently played a couple weeks ago at home. Before we get into that, just talk a little bit about your impressions from the game. How what you liked, what you think can be improved on, and where you see this ball club going.
Yeah, no, we played against the Iowa Barnstormers, and they didn't quit. So kudos to Dave Mogerson and his ball team over there. We had to fight for 4 quarters to get a victory there. It was a game. I mean, the first game was, they had the opportunities. I want to say they was winning the majority of the game, and then this game here, it was a game where they competed for 4 quarters. So kudos to him and how he has that team playing. And of course, their record doesn't do them any justice. Talking to him before and after the game, I mean, they've lost 4 games by 1 score or less. So that's a testament of him and his team and his staff. But the game, nonetheless, we were fortunate to come out with a victory, and we got some things that we have to work on and clean up. Special teams wise for sure, because that onside kick at the end was not a beaut on our part, but we got the win. Defense played well. Anytime you're giving up less than 5 scores a game in this game, that is pretty stellar defensive performance. So, hats off to the defensive guys and all that they've done. And, the offense made the, scored when they made it count when we needed it, right? And that was just enough for us to get the victory. So, we just got some things to work on overall as a team. Those type of games, we got to put teams away. And not keep it as close, and but that's a character win too.
So speaking of making plays to win the game, right? You had a SportsCenter #1 highlight with a fantastic catch. Talk about that.
Yeah, no, that was a great catch by Harry Ballard. He did not play the week before. He made a point to tell me it's going to be hard for me to get rid of him. I can't get rid of him that easy, especially after he made that catch. And he made a couple other catches in the game. But that was a spectacular catch, right? Big time players make big plays, and his pedigree, especially coming from Arkansas Pine Bluff, was on demonstration on that play right there. So hats off to that young man. Hats off to the whole entire offense during that segment. To make that a reality, and for him to come up with a big time play, that was big time catch. That was good to see.
Nice throw by Max.
Yeah, Max.
Only sure. One guy who could catch it for a touchdown, right? And he had to catch it doing this, right, going away, coming down. Got it.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And that was good to see the national publicity, right? ESPN, they don't get any higher than that.
number one play of the day is a big deal. And, for it to be a football highlight this time of year is pretty unusual, right? And for it to be an indoor football highlight of the Green Bay Blizzard was super special. So,
Right.
that's cool. Let's turn the page a little bit and talk about Sioux Falls. Very competitive game a couple weeks ago at home, but you were able to maintain that 2-score lead. They'd get it within a score, and the Blizzard would answer. We talked a lot in our last show about the matchup between Trent Clark at center and Claude Davis at nose guard, just how talented Claude is. And, as you look at that equation again and the maturity of your team, short yardage was an area of some challenge in that game. Seems like you've done some things to prepare for that and handle that a little bit differently. But what are you looking for from your ball club as you go on the road?
Yeah, well, we're looking for a complete game. Have to play 60 minutes. We're going into a different environment. Sioux Falls. They historically, they
One of the best teams in the league.
Right, and their crowd shows up. Knowing that this is a old rivalry or newer rivalry, I guess it's not a rivalry until we started beating them. So
right.
It's I think they may get a good turnout. I'm not sure what that looks like. It hasn't been. I know they played one game in Fargo this past weekend, but I think playing 60 minutes. We got to play 60-minute football, and I don't believe we've done that yet this year, and it'll be a great opportunity for us to do it this weekend.
They call them the Storm for a reason. I was noticing on the radar the other day, Sunday, as we were having all those high winds out of the Northeast here, that the entire system that caused all the tornadoes and all the damage in Omaha and further south was basically sitting on Sioux Falls just doing this, right? And everything else in North America was reacting to that system. So, you're gonna go play a challenging game, but bring them a blizzard, right, Coach?
Right. Yeah, hopefully we can bring the blizzard to the Storm, and blizzard will prevail. But that they right there too. That's another team that is right there on the cusp of winning the ball game, and we just look forward to it not being against us.
Cool. Any announcements, Ryan, for things upcoming?
Yeah, I had a question too, and it's a football question. You guys should be blown away. So, what was Mogs trying to challenge going into halftime, and why was it not challengeable to challenge that kick for fans, right? Because I think Mark ended the half and didn't allow him to challenge whether that did or didn't make it. Like, for fans who may not understand what transpired right there besides the half ending, because I'm up top waiting to start the halftime. That's why I was actually in a position to notice, and I had made a note to ask you guys today, why was that not challengeable, Corey? What was Mokes trying to challenge? Because it went so high that it actually made it, or?
Yeah, no. But that's a great question, and then I'm gonna have a question for you.
Okay.
No, I don't. I really don't. But
I hope it wasn't football related, because if so, I'm stopping the video.
No. It was about the 15 minutes. I thought we was gonna have 20, and we had 15. But no, it's okay. No, that's exactly what he was going to challenge to make sure that it went in. But he had no more timeouts to even challenge it.
Got it.
End of half.
Got it.
And I was hoping that they would have gave him a delay of game to start the second half, but they would not, because you cannot challenge. You don't. I mean, come on. You don't have any timeouts. How are you going to challenge something? So
yeah. I'll answer your question. So, because the league rule is 15, and I booked all our halftimes before I knew that rule had changed. So I tried to play by the book this game. But when that was going on, I didn't start the clock because it wouldn't have been fair to anybody, because you guys hadn't even got to the locker room because Mogs was still debating. So technically, I delayed starting your clock by 3 minutes. It was an 18-minute when really it was a 15-minute on the clock. But yeah, we can't pull off 15-minute half times. I know the league's trying to speed up the game, but that was like kickers came out kicking into the snowstorm promo. It's just such a tight window. And I know it resonates with you because you coach and you have a dance daughter. Like, that's tough to do a routine and get to want to do a game like the Blizzard game as a performing group, knowing you're working with 3-4 minutes. And I know you navigate that timeline in the NFL. That halftime window is really tough to the extent that we're probably going to need to extend it most of the games. That was a almost failed experiment there. Plus, Sam had run out of game ball. I had to reload you guys on game balls. Ben, I've never seen anything like this. I'm watching about every other play. We must have been 40 into the crowd at half.
Oh
and
my
I'm getting
gosh.
a message from Sam saying, we got to go to the merch stand. We're out of game balls. It was awesome. But never seen anything like that in game ball usage.
Like 2001 supply chain right here. I mean, this is
crazy.
a real mess.
It was crazy. So,
it.
yeah, hopefully I answered that question. But thank you for answering mine because I was watching that on a radioing up to press row being like, don't start it, because we're all going to be a bind. Everybody in the building is going to be, including you guys who hadn't even made it to the locker room yet had we started that clock. So,
Right. Yeah. No, thank you. Yeah.
Well, thanks for answering that question. So, upcoming announcements is Blizzard fans, you can come out to Replay Friday night. We're back streaming one over at Replay Sports Bar and Grill in De Pere. And then if you can't make it, watch on YouTube. And then back home, May 11th, for Blackout Breast Cancer Night. So with first time in years, black jersey, that secret's out there now. So we're going to look incredible. So awesome. I think that was it. Awesome.
There we go.
Very cool. Well, thank you guys as always. Coach, travel safe. Head out on Thursday right away, right? For a Friday game?
Thursday. Yep.
Okay. Awesome. We'll be screaming at the TV loud. And Ben, thanks for taking time as always. And go Blizz.
Go Blizz.
Go Blizz.